exchange for his blessings. So Thor said, "Aha! Somebody has brought me a giant barrel of mead. They must want lots of blessings." So, as Thor would do, he took that giant barrel of mead and he drank the whole thing in one gulp. The whole barrel. And he says, "Oh, that was delicious mead. It was so good. Whoever gave this to me is going to get lots and lots of blessings." But little did he know that the frost giants had put just a little bit of sleeping potion in that barrel. And so, as Thor sat down, he said, "Oh, I feel kind of heavy. That was a lot of mead. I'm feeling kind of sleepy." And he fell asleep. You see, Thor, his snore was so loud that it could be heard for miles and miles and miles away. So the frost giants, they listened to hear for Thor's snore. And when they finally heard it, they came in the night. And they went into Thor's quarters and they took Thor's hammer. They stole it. So the next morning, Thor wakes up from his sleep. Oh, that was some really good mead. I haven't slept like that in ages. And then he looks around. Something's odd. What was missing? Where is my hammer? Who would take my hammer? Where is Thor's hammer? He was furious. He was so angry that someone would take Thor's hammer. "I'm going to march over right now, and whoever took my hammer, I'm going to take it back from them, and they will never see the end of it." And he was just angry. But then he thought, who would take my hammer? It must be those frost giants that are always trying to take my hammer. I'm going to march over there right now. I'm going to bust down the door to the Frost Kingdom, and I am going to take my hammer, and they will pay. Thor was a very angry person. And so, just as he was about to do that, he thought to himself, and he remembered what his father Odin had said. And Odin had said that we should not start a war with the frost giants because it's bad for the kingdom. War is bad, and we don't want that for our kingdom. So Thor stopped himself from going over there and starting a war, but he still wanted his hammer back. And so he thought, how can I get my hammer back? And he was just so angry that he couldn't really think of a good way to get his hammer back. So he asked his brother. His brother Loki was a very clever god. Sometimes too clever, almost mischievous. But he knew that Loki would come up with a way to get the hammer back. So he said, "Loki, brother, the frost giants, they've taken my hammer. We must retrieve it now. But I don't want to start a war with the frost giants. What are we going to do?" And so Loki thought to himself, wait till the end. He said, "I can think of a clever way we can fool those frost giants. They're really dumb, right? We can trick them. We'll figure it out. Trust me. Just hold on a minute, Thor. Calm down." So Loki thought to himself, he said, "I'll think of a clever way to fool those frost giants." And finally he said, "Aha! Thor, come, I have an idea." He said, "Now, this idea is going to sound absolutely crazy. You may not believe me, but if you just trust me, I promise it's going to work." And so Thor said, "Okay, brother, I trust you. Tell me what your idea is." And Loki says, "Thor, we are going to put on wigs, and we're going to dress up like women, and we're going to go knock on the Frost Giant Kingdom, and we're going to tell them that we want to marry the most handsome Frost Giant." And Thor said, "That is an absolutely crazy idea, Loki. No way. That'll never work." And then Loki said, "Remember, Thor, these giants are really dumb. They're going to fall for it. Trust me. Let's do it." So Thor said, "Okay, brother, I trust you. I really want my hammer back. Let's do this." So Thor removed his helm, and he found the most beautiful brown wig that he could find. So he got the wig, and he put it on. And then he said, "Brother, how do I look? Do I look amazing?" And Loki said, "Absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful." And Thor said, "Oh, why, thank you so much. I never knew how this might shape my facial features." So Thor and Loki, who wants to be my Loki? Thor and Loki, with their newly donned wigs, they went to the Frost Giant Kingdom. And Thor was about to bang on that door, and Loki said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't bang on it, they'll know that it's you. You gotta knock real soft." So Thor knocked real soft. Knock, knock, knock. And the Frost Giants opened the door. "Who is it? What do you want?" "Oh, we are just two beautiful women who are here to marry the most handsome Frost Giants." And so the Frost Giants said, "Wow! These are the most beautiful women we have ever seen with beards. Come in! Please come in!" So Loki and Thor, they kind of winked at each other like, this is working. They're dumb. They're falling for it. So they go through, and they see the tallest frost giant. He's the most handsome frost giant. And that frost giant says, "Ah, I see that beautiful one there with the golden blonde hair. Bring her to me. Bring her to me." And so Thor comes by. "Hello, I am the most beautiful woman you have ever seen." So the frost giant says, "We will get married this day. I declare a wedding." And so the frost giants gathered all of the people of the kingdom. They had a giant feast, and they were going to have a wedding. So the frost giants, whenever they have a wedding, they like to show off all of their riches, all of their gold, all of their rings, all of their silver. But the most valuable thing that they had was Thor's hammer. So they brought out Thor's hammer and they put it right on the altar. And the frost giant says, "Come here, my beautiful woman, and take my hand in marriage." And so Thor and the frost giant are holding hands. And the frost giant says, "Will you marry me?" And Thor says, "I will marry you, I will." And it's just as they were about to kiss, Thor and Loki rip off their wigs, and Thor grabs the hammer and says, "It is I, Thor, and Loki. We are here to take the hammer back." And he smashes it on the ground, and all the frost giants fall over, and they're kind of dumb, and they're like turtles. When they fall over, they can't get up, so they're all like, "Ah, can't get up." So Thor and Loki, they take the hammer back to Asgard where it belongs, and they reclaim the power of the hammer. And that is how Thor got his hammer back from the frost giants. But before you go, I have something for you. Hold on, let me tell you about what it is. So in this bag, I've got some special Viking runes. Now these are carved with the letters of the alphabet of the Vikings, but they also have special powers and special symbols. So whenever you grab one, you pick one out of here, and then if you look upon this tree, there is a guide to tell you what each symbol means. So choose wisely.